Hi there, welcome to a new season, a new episode of the Heart of a Youth Leader podcast. If you're watching these as they go out or listening to them as they go out each week, Happy New Year, because it's the start of 2022. But I'm aware that quite a few people also play catch up and are listening on demand, I think is what they say. Whatever you find this, welcome. It's good to have your company. These are regular weekly podcasts, just short 7 or 8 10-minute max podcasts to encourage you in your youth work and perhaps your children's work in a church. My name's Andy Castle. I'm the CEO and founder of Thrive Youth Ministries, based in Leamington Spa in the Midlands, and looking really to encourage everyone working with children and young people in a local church setting. Please, if you like these, do tell others. Please share them with your other youth leaders. Pass them round, like them. If you can review them on your podcast platform, it just helps to give the podcast a bit more visibility to others. But I'm delighted that you join me. And you know, it's a new year when I'm recording this, and just this morning I met with my team online. We're back working from home, and we spent a couple of hours together thinking through how we want to meet the goals that we've set and that we believe that before God He is calling us to do this year, to further our ministry, to further His kingdom, and to, you know, we've got lots of exciting plans and lots of plans that are quite ambitious, shall we say, and you think they're achievable, but God's going to have to give a lot, as much as we're going to have to give a lot to see these things come to fruition. But it's exciting, and I'm excited for what the year holds, despite this weird start where we're working from home, despite not being able to be in our office together. And it's one of those things, you feel like you're back on the starting line, ready to go, but either someone's done a full start and we've had to go back to the starting line again, which perhaps is what it feels like having started back into work and meeting together again in the autumn. Or the gun's not quite gone bang. But I wonder how you're feeling looking ahead to the year ahead. What are your plans for the year? What are the goals? What are your hopes for what's going to happen with your young people and your youth group and your church and the young people in your community and in your schools who don't yet know Jesus for themselves? I bet you've got lots of ambitious plans yourselves. And if not, can I encourage you, set aside some time to do that, right? We need to do it regularly, perhaps once a half term, but to find time to seek God for what He's calling us to do. And in the midst of all the planning and all the strategizing and hopes that we've got, it's really important that we keep our eyes on Jesus. And the danger, of course, of planning, as I said to my team this morning, is that the goals become our idols, that we become the things we chase after, rather than them being things that are just way markers, helping us to see the traction and the movement that we're making and the ground we're taking. But our eyes need to always be on Jesus. And I was led, as I was thinking about this, to this Psalm 33. And the last few verses of Psalm 33 is what I want us to focus on today. Starting at verse 20, it says, "We wait in hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. In Him our hearts rejoice, for we trust in His holy name. May your unfailing love be with us, Lord, even as we put our hope in you." And I think this is so helpful for us as we think about the goals we set, the things we want to achieve in life, the things we hope for our young people, that it's not a vain hope, it's not a hope with fingers crossed, it's not a hope in them, it's a hope in God. And for all that we want, we need to make sure we wait in hope for the Lord. Because He's our help. He gives us what we need, doesn't He? He will give us all that we need to do all that He's asking us to do. And He's our shield. He will protect us from the rubbish that can come our way as we do youth work and as we do ministry. But we need to remind ourselves that he is our shield, we're not. We don't need to defend ourselves when people attack us. We don't need to have our say on social media. We don't need to respond to people's aggression or to people's vitriol or unkind things that people say. Or even when someone says something that gets your back up, we can just let it go, because he is our shield, and as our hope is in him, not in that person coming round to our way of thinking. Our hope is in the Lord. And because of this, in him our hearts rejoice. We can be full of joy because of who God is, because we trust in his holy name, that Jesus is the Lord of Lords, the Son of God, and we can trust in God. And that's why we have joy. And that means that no matter the circumstances, as Paul says, we can rejoice because of his name, and it's his name we depend on. And then this wonderful prayer at the end of the psalm: may your unfailing love be with us, Lord. Lord, give us your love that never dies, that never lets us down, that never gives up on us, because we have our hope in you. And I just read this in the Message just to see what that said, and it's really helpful. So the Message translation or version of these three verses 20 to 22 says, we're depending on God. He's everything we need. What's more, our hearts brim with joy since we've taken for our own his holy name. And I love this. Love us, God, with all you've got. That's what we're depending on. And isn't that great? Are you depending on God to love you with all he's got? Because that's how he loves us. That's the only way he knows to love you, is with all he's got. And my challenge to us is, will we do the same back? And will we do the same to those around us? Will we love God with all we've got? Put our hope in him. And with the young people, can we love them unconditionally with all we've got for God's sake? This is what we're depending on God for, everything we need. It's all about him. It's not about us. It's not about our cleverness and our techniques and the entertaining games we play or the clever talks we write. It's about introducing young people to God and helping them to get to know each other. Go for it.